What's up? This is Ben from WODprep, www.wodprep.com, and today we're going to talk about Granite Games 15.4. This is the final installment of the online qualifier, and we finally have some muscle ups. I know a lot of people have wanted those. This is a great workout. It's a great workout, and we're going to dig right into it. First and foremost, let me say, make sure you go to the website to understand your scalings, any modifications you're supposed to do. Make sure you know how to do this workout correctly. The last thing you want is to mess up your calculations when it comes to what weight to put on the bar or how to do it depending on what division you're in. So do that. Make sure you do that. All right, the theme for this workout, transitions. I cannot begin to describe how critical these transitions are. Not only transitions from deadlift to muscle ups or deadlifts to pull-ups, that's a lot of switching back and forth, but also the transition between the plates. You have to be continually adding plates, and it's going to be disgusting how much time people waste on these plate changes. So pay attention, and we're going to talk about how to do that today. Next, you need to practice. All right, this workout's all about practice. I want you to practice everything in this workout. I want you to practice adding the plates. I want you to practice going from the rings or the pull-up bar to the deadlift bar. Just being familiar with those transitions, practicing the plate changes, practicing taking your collars on and off. Very, very important here. So let's talk about the deadlift. First, you need to understand that if you're doing it RX and you're a guy, you're going to be adding 30 pounds every single time. Lord help you if you do not have a gym that has 15-pound plates. That would suck. If your gym does have 15-pound plates, hallelujah. If it doesn't, it might be worth going to a gym that has a bunch of 15-pound plates, because all you need to do is slap a 15 on each side as you ascend the deadlift ladder. With the ladies, you're just going to be slapping 10s on each side in the RX division. Now for the scale division, it's 20 pounds whether you're a guy or a girl, 20 pounds being added each time. Make sure it's 10 pounds on each side, not 20 pounds on each side. I saw people mess that up in the CrossFit Open. All right, so first I want you to start your deadlifts and do all of your deadlifts with a staggered grip. That simply means instead of grabbing the bar like this, right? Imagine the bar's in between my hands. I want you to go like this and have one hand under, one hand over. If that's comfortable for you, it's really going to help save your grip. Just having that alternating or staggered grip, you're not going to have to death grip the bar nearly as much, and it's going to save you for the muscle ups and or the pull ups. So make sure you stagger your grip. Some people use the hook grip when they're doing the deadlift. I personally don't. I just stagger it, and it tends to sit right in my fingertips, and it doesn't smoke my grip too much. I want you to make sure that your deadlift area is ordered instead of chaos. So ordered is much more important than chaos. That's what I was trying to convey there. I want you to have all of your plates literally neatly stacked on top of each other, so that every single time when it's time to add plates to the barbell, you take your collars off, take the one on the right, stack your plates, put the clip back on. Take the clips off on the left, stack your plates, put the clip back on. It's simple, it shouldn't take very long, and that's where I want you resting in this workout. I want you to take nice, deep breaths as you're focusing on changing the weight. Too many times, if you're trying to focus on bending over, changing the weight, sliding off the collars, all that good stuff, when you're bent over like that, a lot of times you're not getting oxygen. Make sure you focus on breathing, keep good posture, even while you're doing those plate changes. Don't waste too much time, but utilize that time. Make sure you're resting as well, okay? So remember, ordered. This could simply mean, let me get my marker real quick. When you have your plates, okay, I'll do it up here. Let's say, here's the barbell. All right, it's a really ugly barbell and it's crooked. Okay, there's the barbell. If you have plates stacked in the side, I like to stack them like this. I'll literally stack them on top of each other. Literally, they'll be laying on top of each other crooked, so that all I have to do is flip this plate up and put it onto the bar. Make sure that your plates are close to where your deadlift bar is. You don't want to have to roll them back and forth. The quicker you can make the plate transitions, the better. All right, so next is the legal bounce. If you watch the instructional video on the Granite Games website, it talks about you're not allowed to bend your arms to bounce the plates off the ground. Now, with all deadlifts, everybody knows when you start to get heavy in the deadlift, you do get a little bit of bounce from hitting the ground with the plates. So what I'm recommending is make sure you utilize the legal bounce. Find the bounciest plates that you can find in your gym. That means I would much rather do this, as long as you can fit all the plates on the barbell. I would much rather do this workout with high temp plates that have a little bit of bounce compared to zero bounce plates like Rogue competition bumpers or Rogue HG plates or anything like that. If you can do it with bouncier plates, you're just naturally going to get a little bit of feedback when you hit the ground with the plates, and it's going to bounce up, and it's just going to help you a little bit, especially when you get to those heavier weights. It's going to help you rebound a little bit easier. Now, as it gets really heavy, so depending on where your threshold is for the deadlift, I know for me, like once it starts getting to, that 375 is going to be really heavy, I'm probably going to switch to singles. I actually wouldn't try to do multiple reps at a time. You're already going to be smoked. If you get to that last round of deadlifts, you've already done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You've done 50 deadlifts, okay? So you get to that last round, you're going to be pretty tired. I highly recommend just doing singles. Pick the bar up, make sure you lock it out all the way, and then just release your hands. The bar will drop right to the ground, and then you're going to bend back over, get in good position, and pick it up. That way you don't have to worry about the eccentric phase. You don't have to sit there and lower to the ground every single time, which is going to smoke you. Depending on where your deadlift is, you might even want to start that, your second or third set. Obviously, the first set shouldn't be too heavy for too many people, but if it is, don't be afraid to switch to singles as long as you keep them speedy. Don't do singles and take a 5-second breath in between each rep. Make sure you're doing singles with a little bit of speed. And again, with deadlifts, guys, make sure you're focusing on good form. Do not pick that bar up with a rounded back. You're just asking for injury, and it's not worth it. All right, next, the muscle up or the pull up. Break them up. I promise you, not many people are going to be able to do it all unbroken. This workout, I don't think, is designed to really test your muscle up or your pull-ups. However, if you try to go unbroken or you try to go too hard on this part, it can really hurt you for the actual workout, which I think is the deadlifts. If muscle-ups are not very proficient for you, then I recommend maybe doing singles, okay, or a 2-2-1 rep scheme. If you're decent at muscle-ups, then try to stick with 3 and then 2. Maybe do 3, drop down from the rings, shake it out, take a breath, hop back on it, knock your 2 out. I just want to see you stay consistent, whether you're doing the muscle-ups or the pull-ups. Stay consistent. If you're doing pull-ups and pull-ups aren't necessarily your thing, you can just stick with 3s. It'd be real easy to measure. You got 1 set of 3, 2 sets of 3, 3 sets of 3, 4 sets of 3, okay? So on and so forth. Just stick with 3s. The main key here is that whatever you do, it should be manageable for you, and you should not rip. Don't rip. If you rip your hands, if you rip your palms, especially if it's like the top of your finger pads here, if you rip, then it's going to absolutely ruin your grip for the deadlift. If you've ever tried to grip a bloody bar, it's like the worst possible freaking thing in the world. So, and it's nasty. No one likes that. So don't rip. Make sure you're not doing so many reps in a row that you actually rip your hands. Focus on proper skin care. I have a couple other WODprep videos that talk about how you shave your calluses, how you do skin care, so make sure you go try to check those out. But whatever you do, don't rip. I promise you it'll save you in this workout. All right, so the gear that's needed. I already mentioned having bouncy plates. It's not cheating, it's just being smart. If you have metal plates that don't bounce at all, it's going to be a little bit harder to do these deadlifts. So 1, have your bouncy plates. 2, wear a belt. If you're used to wearing a belt when you do heavy deadlifts, there's no reason to change it up here. The only thing I'd say for the belt, don't be taking it on and off. That's just a huge waste of time. Keep it on, all right? Tighten it for your set of, tighten it for your set of deadlifts, get your reps in, and then when you get to the pull-up bar or the muscle-ups or the rings, just loosen it up, put it back on. Okay, so keep it loose. That way you can move around, do your kip and get your hollow body position, all that good stuff without it interfering. And then when you come back, put your plates back on, get ready to pick the bar back up, tighten that belt back up. So just keep the belt on, and you can go from loose to tight, but don't actually take it all the way off unless it's really annoying you. In that case, just keep it off. Okay. Next, This is something a lot of people don't do. Make sure you obviously ask the owner of your gym if it's allowed. If you tape the rings, you're actually going to get a much better grip. However, I will say this. I do not tape my rings because I think it promotes tearing. And I can do it fine with the wooden handles with a good amount of chalk. So tape the rings only if you have to do false grip muscle ups. If muscle ups you really struggle with and the grip is what kills you, then I recommend maybe taping your rings. The pull-up bar, however, I love doing pull-ups with a taped bar. That helps me so I don't have to grip the bar nearly as high. I can grip it more with my fingertips. So taping the pull-up bar will just, especially because it's summer, a lot of people are going to be sweating like crazy if it's humid where you are. Tape the pull-up bar, use some chalk, and chalky hands plus a taped pull-up bar is an amazing combination, all right? And then obviously we just mentioned chalk. Not only do I want you to have chalk, but I want you to have chalk next to you. Don't go searching around the gym. Don't have a search party trying to find where your chalk is during the workout. Have one piece of chalk or two pieces of chalk, one next to the pull-up bar, one next to the deadlift bar. You shouldn't be over chalking, but if you do need to chalk, do it quickly, and it helps if you have it really close to you. All right, guys, this workout's pretty simple. Make sure you go to www.WODprep.com if you want to get more stuff from me. I just released an awesome ebook titled AsRx, the complete how-to guide to take your training to the next level. If you want to copy that, if you want to get more videos, just go to WODprep.com. You know the deal. Make sure you share, like, Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff. Thank you so much. Make sure you crush this workout.